Uh, this is the second video in the digital marketing training course, and in this video we are going to discuss about the different mediums on which we can use the digital marketing. This training material is presented for Go Digital channel on YouTube. My name is Vikas Shukla, and this content was originally written by Bhavna. I have her email and a WhatsApp number. So if you need any training from her, she lives in India and in Noida. You can contact her for any of your training needs. She's an extraordinary trainer. She goes to the depth of the content and start from the very basic. So you can. I encourage you to go and contact her for your detailed training need. And in this uh, course, I will just briefly mention those different uh, digital marketing mediums. So there are two ways you can do your digital marketing. Either you pay something or you can do it for free. And what you need to decide whether you're using a free or paid will depend upon what the return of your investment is going to be if you are paying it for it. So if I pay, for example, $100, and if I get a return uh, for more than $100, then it's worth spending that much of money. Sometimes what happens is you pay $100, but you don't get its return in short term. But over the period of time, for example, if you look at the uh, uh, 5 or 10 years from now, those returns, the recurring returns on these on this investment, it pays up. So in the last video, there was a remark that the audio was low, so I'm trying to make it louder to see that if it makes it better. So what those different mediums are, you must have a website of your own to promote whatever you are doing, your product, your service, or whatsoever you want to do, the digital marketing for yourself. And then you should have a blog, either the part of your website or as a separate blog in whatever way. For example, in the financial sector in the United States, there is a website called fool.com, and if you read about it, they write a blog regularly about something or other. For example, about the 401k, about the retirement investments, so on and so forth. And then every time they will write it slightly differently and so on. What happens is at the end of their blog, they will try to bring users to use one of their services, and that's how they make money. So blog is when you write something which is related to your product or your service, and then thereby you try to make people come back to use your service or your product, and then to convert it, and that's how you engage them. The mobile apps are recent ways to drive user engagement, to bring the content people to your product. For example, there's a Chinese company called Neo. They have a very engaging app. Neo is actually makes it's a car manufacturer, electric car manufacturer. But a lot of people who are not even using their buying their cars, they're still using their app and for different kind of things. For example, what are the nearby places where they can find something, so on and so forth. If someone has their new car, they use it to find out the nearest mobile charging stations and so on. But by allowing other people who don't use their car, who don't have not bought their car, they encourage them to eventually buy their car. So mobile apps, if it can be engaging, can drive people to eventually buy your product or service. Then the most important concept of the medium is a search engine optimization, and SEM, and a search engine marketing. So if your website is for a particular product, people search for it in the google.com, they search for something, and if your website is listed in the top first, second, third, or even one of the first, your website in one of the first pages, top 10 one, then you derive a lot of traffic to your website, and that's called search engine. Now your website is called optimized for the search engine if it's listed in one of those first pages or second pages, page probably. Then it's a whole lot of different fields how to make it, how to that thing happens, or what you can do to have it optimized for search engine. And then there's another field, it's called a search engine marketing, which is basically you pay Google so that your website is listed with an ad in the search engine. So again, you can have a paid or a free medium on the search engine. The map is if you have a local business, for example, you are a plumber or a maybe a local corner store shop or a gas station, and someone search for a gas station near me, then your business will be listed as a local business. People can come and buy your product, drive to your place, and then you list your business and list out what the product or services you sell at that business. That's called the Google Map. The display ads are the ads that's displayed within other people's website. If you pay Google, then Google can in turn display your ad on their website, or you can directly contact to the other similar websites and pay them. They will display your website's ad on their website, and people click on those ads, they come to you, and then you eventually can generate traffic to your site and get paid for it. In the social media, it's a whole lot of newer field. People spend a lot of their time in social media. For example, research says that people are spending as much as 200 minutes a day on their cell phone. So, and most of their cell phone time is on social media. So, if you are a business owner, if you want to drive traffic, you cannot ignore social media. What you do is you connect with the people or group in social media using groups, social Facebook group or a WhatsApp group or whatever other Instagram and so on and so forth. And then once you make a connection, then you post a content on that social media, and that content could be directly or indirectly refer to your product or your service you provide, and people see it. They click it, they know about it, and they can potentially convert it. And then you can respond to their queries or respond to their questions right on that social media in real time. By doing so, you engage people, and then there's a better chance that you drive your business up. Facebook is you can connect with the direct people, and LinkedIn can be used to connect to the business owners or direct business to business. You can use Google Plus to list out some of the contents on Google Plus. You get a free advertisement. Twitter is a microblogging in which you make people aware using a small, in only one sentence, something like 200 or 240 words. You need to tell people, keep them informed. Once you have business grows to some extent that people are willing to know about you, then you start using Twitter. And then you have a YouTube channel. That it's free to use YouTube channel. With the YouTube, you tell people about your product or something similar, and then they can tell. And same thing with the Instagram and Pinterest. One of the important area is the question and answer discussions. For example, Quora, there are other places where there are a lot of questions and answers and discussions happening. And in the answer to the questions, you can tell people about your product, your service, or your whatever idea, and then tell them about it and engage people through that. And press release, when you get to a certain point where people start knowing about it, the regular press releases could be useful to inform people and drive more traffic. The blogging, we already covered this as part of your own website. Other websites, you can do blogging. It can be podcast, which is only an audio only podcast, or which is now, because of the ability of people to afford a high bandwidth, podcast is losing its value, but we have a video blog, whichever you can, for example, using YouTube and others, post your blog as a video blog and then have people read about it and engage them. In the email marketing, it's one of the very important areas where you take the permission of people and people are willing to or waiting for your email to get some more details. You take their permission and then you send them an email, and those emails engage them by coming back to your website and so on. So email has been misused a lot, but then it can fire back if you don't do it right, because you don't want to spam and then the email, for example, Gmail, Hotmail, and other things, they start blocking you. So that does not help eventually. Another important way to medium is a marketplace where you list your product. For example, in Flipkart, you list your product and people buy it, they comment about it, they write reviews about you, and then they know more about your product, your brand name. Same thing for the Amazon and Facebook marketplace. You list them just so that people start knowing about your brand. And affiliate marketing is another important area, medium where you let people know about you. What you do is you contact a lot of affiliate marketers. You write about your products, and then they place a link on their blog or their website. And if you people click on that, then they come to your website, buy your product or service, and then you pay them a percentage of that for those conversions. So those are the different mediums, and we covered a general overall places where you could do, and that this field is always changing and evolving, so you need to keep an eye on what's new happening in those things. And you can contact me for more details about it in the form of the comments. But hopefully this much is helpful for you, and thanks taking a look. If you think that this is helpful to you, you may want to subscribe it. It's not something essential or necessary, but if you think you want to be keep informed about more videos like this, only then I suggest that you subscribe it so you don't lose this link to the your what you have seen for a future video that it could be coming into it. Thanks for taking a look.